It's 10 at night, new building, new neighbors, thin walls, kids screaming, shoulder hurting. My wife and I are finished, and we are Googling emergency locksmith in a city we've lived in for about 5 minutes in a language we don't know. In this video, I'm going to tell you how we ended up there, how much an emergency locksmith actually costs in Vietnam, some moving tips and costs versus back home in South Africa in Vietnamese dong, South African rands, and in US dollars, and how on-demand movers basically saved my back, and I should have saved myself even further grief instead of trying to be a hero when I could have made my own life a bit easier. Let me give you the quick backstory, because this night and my kid's bad temperament doesn't happen in a vacuum. Constant change and kids don't go well together. We've moved home 5.5 times in the last 3 months after selling our furniture about 3.5 months ago. With this kind of flux in life, Mila was struggling with going to sleep on our first night at our longer-term lease in HCMC. Moving so much in the last 3 months has been quite taxing, to say the least, for Lisa and I, but the changes and moving has been especially hectic for our 5-year-old, and I am glad we are staying here for at least 3 months. There are at least a few videos I can make about this time, stuff like resort-style living, losing 2 months' deposit, realizing the commute was a killer, and a few other lessons. So let me know if you want the full story, advice, and or lessons learned. Anyway, 2 nights ago, we finally moved into a small 1-bedroom apartment that is both close to Lisa's work and Mila's school, and more permanent as it is a rental for 3 months at least. Again, that's 5.5 moves for a 5-year-old, and add to that a new country, new language, no grandparents, no family, no old friends, no familiar anything. So when she acts out, it's not random. It's too much change in too little time. So the drama with moving into this apartment was painful. Now I'm going to paint the picture of the level of filthiness that had to be dealt with and added to Lisa and my stress, especially Lisa though. We were meant to move into this place on the last day of the month. The landlord said, "Move in tomorrow. The tenant left in a filthy state. We'll clean it. It'll be fine. Just move in a day later." Cool, no problem. We stay another night at the short-term stay we had been at. On the 1st of the month, Lisa goes to check it, while I stay at the Airbnb with Mila. It is still disgusting. Sticky counters, hair still everywhere, grime in the corners. Behind the washing machine, it's like a horror movie. Big dead cockroaches with years of dirt, the works. Lisa cannot deal. So she does the thing she always does. She just rolls up her sleeves and starts cleaning. She cleans that place for about 5 hours on her own that first night, after a full day's work. While I stay back at the Airbnb, looking after Mila and trying to keep some kind of normal routine. To be honest, I would have tried to hire someone else to clean the new apartment, but Lisa wanted to her standard and understandably didn't trust anyone else at this point. Then the next night is actual move-in night. We arrive with all our stuff, and yes, the place is better, but still not at Lisa's standard, and so she cleans some more for another 2.5 hours while juggling Mila and while I run out to do shopping for basics and snacks and all the random things that make an empty flat livable. By this point in our journey in Ho Chi Minh City, we've also graduated from 2 suitcases each to we basically own a small house. We've got pans, crockery, school stuff, spices, and 100 little things that we bring with to our new place. A normal grab car is not going to cut it. So we use Lalamove, which is like on-demand movers here in Vietnam. Uber for moving vans. I book a small van rated for around 500 kilos. The Driver arrives, helps me load everything, drives a few streets over, and then helps me offload again at the new place. You can even pay extra like 100,000 dong, which is 70 Rand or $4 for him to actually carry everything all the way upstairs into the flat. Obviously, being clever, I don't pick that option. I decide to save a bit of money and do my own personal strongman competition in 20-something degree, 30 to 40% humidity instead. This might be TMI, but not even halfway through, I am dripping with sweat and my knees are not doing the best. But all of our stuff is finally in the flat after 20 trips hauling various bags and accumulated crap. Just to make it stranger, this all happens right around Black Friday. It's strange because 2 nights before we'd scored a really good Black Friday deal at a 4-star hotel in District 1. Super comfy bed, nice breakfast, everything clean and shiny. That hotel night is actually its own vlog if you want it, but it makes the contrast even funnier. One night you're in a 4-star hotel, 2 nights later we're in a flat where the mop water is coming out brown and Lisa is cleaning dead cockroaches from behind the washing machine. Okay, so move-in night. It's late. Everyone's tired. Lisa has been cleaning for days. I'm wrecked from moving and shopping. Mila has just been given a punishment by Lisa for bratty behavior, and she is not happy with either of us. She storms into the bathroom and slams the door. She grabs the little lock, clicks it, and then she can't unlock it again. At first she is calm. We say, it's okay, just turn it the other way, but nothing. Doesn't work. She can't do it. And she tries again. Still nothing. And the problem is that it's easier to lock than to unlock. She starts to panic. Then she starts screaming and cycles through this panicking and calming for an hour. And suddenly we're that new foreign family that is moving into the building with the kids screaming behind a bathroom door on night 1. My brain goes into DIY hero mode. I borrow a screwdriver from a neighbor and start trying to pop the lock from the outside. I fiddle, I poke. I basically perform a hack surgery on this poor door handle. The door does not care. I break the handle off, but the lock stays in place, predictably. So then I go full action movie and start charging the door with my shoulder. It bends, my shoulder hates me, and the lock is completely unfazed. Meanwhile, Lisa's trying to keep Mila calm from the other side, comforting her through the door. Our friend Mary Jane, who now lives upstairs, has by this time joined us and is probably already regretting knowing us. So by this time, tools are everywhere, a half-broken handle, Lisa's stressed, me being a bull in a china shop, and Mary Jane just says, why don't you call a locksmith? My South African brain is like, at 10 at night in a new city, this is going to cost more than the deposit. Back home in South Africa, Cape Town, you're easily looking at 800 to 1500 Rand for an emergency call out. Just for someone to show up, never mind actually fixing it. That's roughly between 1.2 and 2.2 million Vietnamese dong, or about 45 to 80 US dollars. But also, we can't exactly leave our kid trapped in the bathroom while I continue my WWE career against the door. So we Google a locksmith and give details on Zalo, which is the Vietnamese version of WhatsApp. The locksmith arrives in about 30 to 45 minutes. He's calm, he's clearly done this a million times. He doesn't make a big scene. He takes one look, gets his tools out, and within a few minutes, the door is open and Mila is free. He then fixes the handle and straightens up the damage I did trying to be MacGyver. The total bill is 400,000 dong, 300,000 for the emergency visit and opening the door, another 100,000 to repair the handle. Depending on the exchange rate, that's roughly 14 to 16 US dollars, or around 270 Rand. For an emergency at night, on our first night in a new place, that feels incredibly reasonable. You make one decision that makes a repeat of the situation impossible. That bathroom will never lock again while we are staying here. The handle turns, but we basically disable the lock so no one can trap themselves in the bathroom again, especially a tired 5-year-old. But now it's close to 11 at night, Mila is shattered, and Lisa is beyond exhausted. I am finished myself. We still don't have proper pillows, so I end up sleeping using clothing as a pillow. Listen, if you're moving countries with a kid and facing your own late night dramas, here are a couple of things we actually learned. Number one, if your kid can reach the lock in a bathroom or any door, and depending on their temperament, just disable it on day one before anything happens. Number two, don't underestimate how much stress all these moves and all the change puts on your child. A lot of the behavior is just them trying to control something when everything else keeps changing. Number three, if you've got more stuff than a normal taxi can handle, apps like Lalamove, which are moving vehicles on demand, are absolute gold. Next time, I'm 100% paying the extra 100,000 Vietnamese dong for carrying everything upstairs, as it will definitely be 20 to 30 trips for the next place. And number four, don't assume your old country's emergency prices apply in your new one. In Vietnam, at least in our experience, an emergency locksmith call-out at night costs less than some of our dinners in Vietnam. If you want a separate video where I break down the story of that Black Friday 4-star hotel, drop a comment and I'll do that as its own vlog. And if you want to hear how I traveled with a sick kid from South Africa to Vietnam on my own and how rough that was, let me know and I'll make that its own story too. In the meantime, if you're moving with kids, learn from our chaos. Give yourself extra margin for meltdowns, and remember that these stupid little emergencies are sometimes just the price of life lived in a new country.